ये आपका केस कहीं पे भी नहीं था,
बिल्कुल ही
कहीं पे ये केस ना इलेक्शन कमीशन के
स्टार्ट ही
सामने।
वहां से ले रहे हैं कि ये इंडिपेंडेंट मुझे ज्वाइन किया,
सिंपल आपने कहा
वहां से आप स्टार्ट ले रहे हैं जी, आई एम एंटाइटल्ड फॉर द रिजर्व सीट्स।
आप सिर्फ अपनी एंटाइटलमेंट की जंग आप लड़ रहे हैं कि ये चूंकि SIC को ज्वाइन कर चुके हैं इसलिए SIC इज एंटाइटल्ड फॉर।
नहीं, अब मैं नहीं कर रहा रिव्यू।
अब नहीं शुरू की बात,
रिव्यू की बात नहीं कर रहा।
शुरू
You cannot change now.
No, of course,
वो तो राजस्थान
of course I
हम
can.
सुनेंगे उन्हें।
Of course I can. Of course I can. A respondent can take any position. He can question the judgment. He can.
फिर तो स्टार्ट ही खत्म हो जाता है।
नहीं, start
of list.
That is the judge. Those are the
That is the
judgments.
basis.
Sir, those are the judgments of the Supreme Court. ऐसा अक्सर ये होता है, रिस्पोंडेंट होता है, उसके खिलाफ जजमेंट होती है, वो अपील नहीं फाइल करता है, वो क्रॉस अपील भी नहीं फाइल करता। द सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज सेड यू कैन टेक एनी पोजीशन एज अ रिस्पोंडेंट।
ये आपका राइट है।
किसी के लिए तो नहीं कर सकते ना
जी।
आपको नहीं मिला, दैट्स ऑल।
क्यों नहीं कर सकता? क्यों नहीं कर सकता? मैं रिस्पोंडेंट हूं सर, मेरी मर्जी है मैं जो पोजीशन लूं। नो वन कैन फोर्स मी टू टेक अ पर्टिकुलर पोजीशन।
आपकी मर्जी, आपका केस। बात सिंपल सी, आप शुरू से लेके जा रहे हैं कि शुरू में आपका स्टांस पहले ये चलो आप बेशक क्लेम करें, लेकिन शुरू में कहीं पे किसी स्टेज पे आपने ये बात कही कि चूंकि ये हुआ था, चूंकि सिंबल नहीं मिला था, चूंकि इलेक्शन ऐसे हुए, आपने सिंपल ये बात की कि चूंकि ये आजाद उम्मीदवार मेरे साथ शामिल हो गए इसलिए आई एम पार्लियामानी पार्टी, आई एम एंटाइटल्ड फॉर
नहीं सर, मेरी प्लीडिंग्स मैं आपको पढ़ दूंगा। मैं जरा सा ये 3 सवालों के जवाब
थोड़ा सा लोकल स्टैंड आई पे ये पहले भी क्वेश्चन हुआ है। माय लॉर्ड्स आर आल्सो आस्किंग दिस क्वेश्चन टू यू, बट यू हैव टू एक्सप्लेन बिकॉज इन योर ओरिजिनल पोजीशन as a petitioner you came here for the reserve seat in favor of SIC
on the basis
that they joined you
candidates.
They joined you and you have a right to claim in reserve seat. But ultimately the decision was passed by this court by majority or minority. They gave these seats to the PTI. So now you are not a normal respondent or जो इस वक्त आपकी position है as a respondent. It is not common to every respondent in the case, but this position is slightly changed. Now you are arguing on behalf of PTI because the seats have gone to PTI. And whether rightly or wrongly, the seats were granted by majority or minority judgment to the PTI. So now SIC is espousing their cause. Whether at this stage, what is your locus standi? Because they are no more your members, because once they have been declared the member of PTI, they have gone. The relationship is terminated with the SIC. Is it the position?
Sir, I am neither supporting SIC, I am neither supporting PTI, I am supporting the majority judgment of the Supreme Court of Pakistan. That is my locus standi before your lordship as an officer of the court.
And that's why you have not filed review application.
Yes, as an officer of the court, I think that the majority judgment, even if it goes against me, is the correct statement of law, including on 90% of the issues, the judgment of Justice Mandokhel and Justice Qazi Faizisa. And if there is any cause I am espousing, it is the cause of the majority judgment, the Supreme Court of Pakistan, the correct view of the Constitution.
So,
I am not partisan.
Meaning thereby earlier injustice if caused by, earlier injustice if caused by in first round was try to be redressed by impugned judgment before this court by majority of them, whether they were competent to do so.
Yes, that's the question. So I think locus standi is not an issue. मेरे एक तो response ये, दूसरा response ये कि what the majority judgment, including your lordship's judgment, has said in para C that there is no conflict between the two positions, and the third position is that I will cite those case law, but your lordships are aware.
Initially ये हुआ कि when the application was filed, because when I say that it was an intervener application by PTI, you said no, it was through one of the members. But during course of argument just now, you said the PTI filed the application.
No.
It's a correction or
there were 2 cases. One was an intervener application on behalf of PTI. The other was a CPLA seeking permission to leave to appeal against an order in which they were not a party in the original position. Now the second proceeding.
PTI क्या मांग रही थी हमसे?
They were there to assist your lordships.
पढ़े उसमें application, what was their prayer?
Their prayer was to assist your lordships.
Their prayer was to allot seats to SIC, not
No,
to PTI.
आप वो पढ़िएगा. मैं CMA पढ़ देता हूं. उन्होंने किए कि the point is either way, either to PTI or SIC, because there is no conflict between the
But
two
what is
positions.
the status of intervener application? You know the law.
जी.
We drive the intervener or impleading of parties through Order 1, Rule 10 CPC. There is no other provision for that. So either you are a necessary party or proper party.
Yes.
And if not both, then obviously you are out of the arena.
Yes.
So what treatment was given to your application that you are not
वो
a
भी मैं
necessary and proper
वो
party?
भी मैं पढ़ देता हूं.
And I think that was also a mistake at that stage. अगर आपको उसको implead कर लिया जाता तो maybe आपको argument में PTI की तरफ से आसानी होती कि they could have addressed the issues also.
Maybe.
But at that time, I'm sorry to say कि उस वक्त वो निकल गई application.
My lord, when I take your lordships through the case law, your lordships have exercised jurisdiction under Article 187, where your lordships have expressly said that it doesn't matter if the relief we are granting is to a party which is not before us. That is the settled position which your lordships have taken under article, and there is not one judgment. There are numerous judgments which I will cite. But let me just complete this.
What is the premise of
Subject
Article
matter
187? You see what is 187?
सर मैं अगर ये सिर्फ हिस्सा खत्म कर लूं तो ये 3 सवाल जो है ना ये खत्म, ये फैक्चुअल साइड पे मैं खत्म कर लूं, फिर मैं 187 पे भी आऊंगा.
I'm more interested to hear you on question of law and constitution.
सर देर आर, जैसे मैंने कहा, बिल्कुल सही. और her ladyship is not saying, because one of her main question, which I think is the central issue, is that how are these timelines given? And the second issue, which your lordship is rightly identified, is the relief granted to a non-party. जो timeline का issue है, वो I will deal with while referring to Article 254. ठीक है, to show that timelines can be deviated from. ठीक है ना?
तो validation के लिए है ना?
नहीं सर,
Validation के लिए.
Timeline of the Constitution.
Permissible validation.
no, exactly in this case. And your lordship was a part of a recent judgment where your lordship had condoned the delay of the last election. November की judgment है, you were a party to that. There was 90 days, your lordships invoked 254 and said, yes, the timelines can be deviated from.
एक और क्वेश्चन भी ऐड कर लीजिए मेरा कि जो रूल 94 है.
नहीं सर, वो 90 डेज से पहले आप थे, भूल गए शायद, उस बेंच पे थे.
ऐसा नहीं है. 90 डेज की परमिशन सुप्रीम कोर्ट 90 डेज की परमिशन सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने नहीं दी. 90 डेज गुजरने के बाद का जो पीरियड है वो चूंकि गुजर चुका
नहीं, उस वक्त 90 डेज नहीं गुजरे थे.
ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन प्रोविजन है. टाइम लाइन जो गुजर चुका है उसको वैलिडेट किया जा सकता है कि
नहीं गुजरे नहीं थे. उन्होंने कहा इलेक्शन नहीं हो सकते 90 डेज में. ठीक है, एंड यही चीज हुई थी 88 में, जहां रेफरेंस फाइल हुआ था सुप्रीम कोर्ट में कि क्योंकि ज़ियाउल साहब की डेथ हो गई थी तो 90 डेज में इलेक्शन, तो 254 इन्वोक हुआ था. तो 254 इज देयर in order, but I'll come to that. But let me just finish this, sir. Let me just finish this factual point.
एक पॉइंट और आप नोट कर
जी,
लीजिएगा,
सर.
वो जो मैं बोलना चाह रहा था
जी,
कि
सर.
ये रूल 94 को भी स्ट्राइक डाउन किया
जी,
इलेक्शन.
बिल्कुल.
That was not under challenge.
बिल्कुल, बहुत.
And that is very important, whether
Very
the court can strike down the rules or regulations of the law in its exercise of suo motu
Appellate
jurisdiction.
jurisdiction.
सर ये
Plus suo motu
ये
jurisdiction.
बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट सवाल है और वी आर सो लकी कि इसका जवाब भी जस्टिस अमीनुद्दीन और जस्टिस मंदोखेल की एक जजमेंट से हमें मिलता है, जहां उन्होंने एक रूल स्ट्राइक डाउन कर दिया है विच वाज नॉट चैलेंज्ड. बट मैं आऊंगा उसके.
मेरे नोट में
If your lordship remember the State Bank's case, the rule was not challenged, only the section was challenged. Your lordship struck down the rule and your lordship was heading the bench. I'll come to that judgment also. सारे जवाब आपकी जजमेंट्स ने दिए, मेरे लिए तो बड़ी आसानी है.
Interpret आप
सर जस्ट मैं ये खत्म कर लूं ताकि जो नए मेंबर्स हैं उनकी जरा फैक्चुअली वो. सर मैं बहुत जल्दी से खत्म कर.
लास्ट 15 days हमने जजमेंट पढ़ ली.
अच्छा, बस मैंने ब्रेक डाउन कर दिया. आई एम वेरी ग्रेटफुल सर.
जी.
पैरा 5. व्हाट आर द कॉन्सिक्वेंसेज ऑफ डिक्लेयरिंग अ पॉलिटिकल पार्टी नहीं, ये मैंने पढ़ दिया. अब मैं 7 पे आ रहा हूं. अभी मैं रूल 94 छोड़ रहा हूं, उस पे मैं आऊंगा बाद में. Can a candidate nominated by a political party, i.e. PTI, ineligible to obtain an election symbol be mentioned as an independent candidate in the list of contesting candidates, Form 33, and can such a returned candidate, i.e. PTI, be notified as an independent returned candidate in the Section 98 notification? Being in complete agreement with the three decisions of the full court benches of this court on the scope of Article 17(2), we hold that the right to participate in and contest elections as a political party through its nominated candidates is a fundamental right guaranteed by Article 17(2) of the Constitution. The various sections of the Election Act, including Section 66 and 67, mainly serve to give effect to this right as machinery provisions. Similar would be the position if the candidates nominated by a political party are denied the status, this is important, are denied the status of being candidates of that political party and are mentioned as independent candidates in the list of contesting candidates, Form 33.